As the threat of a TikTok ban looms, U.S. TikTok users are flocking to the Chinese social media app XiaoHongShu, also known as RedNote, making it the top downloaded app in the U.S. Some of the TikTok refugees, as they call themselves, say the alternative, a Chinese app, is being chosen in protest of the TikTok ban.
Y'all, so I just downloaded RedNote.
The place that all the TikTok users in the US are going now because TikTok might get banned.
I've been on RedNote for literally 24 hours and I've already started going viral. And everyone is so nice and supportive. I can't wait to post more.
With a possible TikTok ban just days away, many US users are looking for alternative social media platforms, some moving to RedNote in protest of the looming ban. XiaoHongShu, which in English means Little Red Book, is a Chinese social media app that combines e-commerce, short video, and posting functions.
Today, it has grown into a popular platform for young people to share practical tips or tutorials on various topics like beauty, fashion, fitness, adventure, or even career advice. The app has over 300 million monthly active users, and most of them are young female living in the big cities.
The U.S. Supreme Court is due to rule on a law that stipulates TikTok must be divested from its Chinese parent company, ByteDance, by January 19th, or face a ban in the U.S. over national security concerns. After the justices seemed inclined to let the law stand, masses of TikTok users began creating accounts on RedNote, including hashtags such as TikTok refugee or TikTok to their posts. Since Monday, RedNote has become the top downloaded free app on Apple's App Store in the U.S. The hashtag TikTok refugee topic has racked up over 160,000 posts.
To all my fellow American followers and viewers alike, make sure you follow me on that other app.
If anyone in the US is seeing this and they're wondering where else they should go, maybe check out XiaoHongShu or RedNote, because there is a whole world of Chinese users on there that are going to welcome you with open arms. I might start posting on there, because why not?
Like most apps and internet services in China, RedNote is subject to censorship. Platforms typically enforce censorship by deleting or shadow banning content that Beijing deems politically sensitive. Large Western platforms such as Google and Facebook are blocked in China. Though RedNote has an influx of users, it's not clear if the app could replace TikTok, which has created an ecosystem that allows for e-commerce and advertising. Meanwhile, what does TikTok's future look like? According to reports, China's government is considering selling TikTok US to billionaire Elon Musk. If ByteDance doesn't divest itself of the app's U.S. operations, TikTok will most likely disappear from the Google and Apple app stores. Joining us now to talk more about a looming TikTok ban in the United States is tech expert Amber Mack. Thanks for joining us, Amber.
Thanks so much for having me.
How likely do you think it is that TikTok is banned on January 19th, this Sunday, given offers from American companies to buy the app and Trump's inauguration?
I think there is a pretty good chance that TikTok could be banned in the U.S. I think we're seeing more and more signs that things are pointing in this direction. There has been, of course, some pushback from the parent company of TikTok, but it doesn't look like they're making a lot of headway. There have been some rumors online that there are a couple of different buyers who could potentially purchase TikTok. That, of course, is what the U.S. government wants. They want a U.S. entity to purchase the U.S. operations of TikTok. And there have been rumors circulating, but really there hasn't been anyone who has been standing out in terms of that purchase actually happening. So this deadline is just getting closer and closer.
A lot of users are pushing back on the ban, saying this is a violation of their free speech, while the U.S. government says the app is a national security risk. What are some of the concerns from the government?
The U.S. government has concerns about TikTok being a national security risk because it is owned by a Chinese company. The U.S. government is concerned that all of the data that is being collected from U.S. users could be potentially used against the U.S. This is a concern that actually has been ongoing for the past few months. There have been concerns about the security issues in the U.S. And finally, we're at the point now in 2025 where something may happen. happen.
Switching gears to Red Note now, which is also a Chinese social media app. There are reports of American users downloading the app in anticipation of the ban. What are the risks with many users flocking to Red Note?
What we're seeing right now with Red Note is that TikTok users are really downloading this app in many ways in protest. If you aren't familiar with Red Note, it is, like you said, a Chinese-owned app that is a little bit like Instagram. And so we're seeing these users go and download it. And actually, it has risen up the ranks in the app stores to #1 in both the Apple Store as well as the Google App Store. So I think what we should be aware of is that this is a company that we don't know a lot about, again, and I think there are growing concerns. Of course, if you are starting to use a new app, if it is also owned by a Chinese company, that too could be banned in the future in the U.S.
If the ban takes effect in the U.S., could Canada follow suit?
Well, I think one of the things that we've seen when it comes to what happens in the U.S. as far as regulation around tech companies and policies is Canada often does follow suit. However, I would say that there are no clear signs right now that TikTok is going to be banned in Canada, but it wouldn't surprise me if in the months to come there are growing concerns here in this country as well.
Do you see another app gaining in popularity as users leave TikTok?
One of the things that I think is really interesting in 2025 and perhaps a little bit concerning is that there are fewer and fewer places for people to go and to participate in online communities that aren't owned by a small number of people. If you think right now about some of the most popular social platforms, of course, Meta owns a number of them like Threads and Instagram and Facebook, for example. And so as much as you would think there would be more options and more places for people to go, it really does feel like there are fewer and fewer places for people to go and join these communities online.
That's all the time we have today. Thank you for joining us, Amber.